Hey guys, this is Kaizouwar here, and I felt like talking about a game that I never get to talk about ever on my channel. That being Dead or Alive 5 Last Round, or just Dead or Alive 5 in general. Now, my history with the Dead or Alive 5 games is pretty limited. I've only played about 4 games of the entire series. And there are some reasons why I haven't played the other ones. For example, Dead or Alive 3 was for the original Xbox, which I never had growing up. Dead or Alive 4 was for the Xbox 360, which again was a console I didn't have growing up. I mean, I had an Xbox 360 at one point. It's just, it wasn't anything I've owned, had for myself at least. Obviously, games like Dead or Alive 2, I think was for the Sega Saturn. Not Sega Saturn, the Dreamcast and PS2, which I obviously didn't have growing up. And 1 was for the PS1, which I had PS1 growing up. I just never had that game. So, Dead or Alive 5 was the most true Dead or Alive game I've technically owned first, and that was for the original PS3. There was also Dead or Alive 5 Dimensions, not Dead or Alive 5 Dimensions, Dead or Alive Dimensions was for the 3DS, and I don't like that port. Honestly, it's not really a port, it was like a version of Dead or Alive for that system, but I like the idea of Dead or Alive being on the 3DS. I like the idea of them putting fighting games on 3DS like that, because I remember that was when BlazBlue got on the 3DS, Super Street Fighter 4 got on the 3DS. Those were cool times that they were able to put full ass fighting games on the 3DS. And I actually liked Dead or Alive Dimensions. I didn't play it much, but I like the idea of it being on there. Plus they added the Metroid Other M stage, and while I'm not a fan of Metroid Other M, the fact that they were able to put, Samus and Ridley in there, just as cameos in an actual stage based on Metroid, cool. I wish more games did something like that, but that's epic. Oh yeah, there was also a Tekken game for the 3DS. I forgot about that. But anyway, yeah, there was more. Yeah, 3DS fighting games were awesome. Anyway, there was also Dead or Alive, obviously Dead or Alive 6, which I played, and I didn't enjoy Dead or Alive 6, honestly. There's nothing wrong with the actual mechanics of the game, but it just doesn't. I didn't like it, The gameplay was fine. It's just everything around it sucked. They took out a bunch of the modes that are in previous Dead or Alive games. It doesn't look that much better than DOA 5. There was a $92 dumbass season pass, which I'm never gonna get over. That, no way. Yeah, I know that DOA 5 had $1,000 worth of DLC, but that's so bad I can actually joke about it. And it's all individual DLC. Koei for DOA 6 charged you one season pass for $92. No. There's also that time they charge you for just to change your hair color. I remember that shit. Don't ever do that. Don't ever charge you to change goddamn hair colors for DLC. There was also that costume unlocking system, which they actually fixed in a patch. Honestly, that's when I stopped playing DOA 6, so I don't remember how they changed the whole costume unlocking thing, because I remember when you win certain points to unlock one part of a costume, and the other points just go off in the ether, which you can't even get back, even though you can go to the arcade mode again, you still can't do it. I'm never going to forget that whole core value system they tried to do with the EVO 2019 thing, where they were all like, no, dude, we're gonna try to tone down the fan service for this new Dead or Alive game, and don't worry, we're gonna try to tone down this fan service for this new Dead or Alive game, and we're gonna try to get a spot at EVO, and we're gonna try to get more people to play our games, even though they had those models for the stream, and that kind of killed any opportunity it had, because I remember that the director of the game, he kept trying to he pretty much backpedaled on that whole fan service thing. He's like, I don't know, man. I want more people to get it, but I can't help but put the jiggliness in the game. So, he couldn't. The Koei and the director of the game could not help themselves. They really could not help themselves, and when they did that whole dancing with the models dancing around on that Evo stream, they killed any chance they had for anyone to play Dead or Alive, or at least more people. And honestly, Dead or Alive 6 being so sad, they try just to see crash and burn, it made me go back to DOA 5 and play it, and remember why I liked the game so much. Honestly, I'm not very good at Dead or Alive. I suck at these games. I suck at every 3D fighting game imaginable. Honestly, I can come to grips with a 2D fighting game because it seems relatively simple, but when you get the 3D fighting game, you got the third dimension to worry about, holy shit, my brain just starts flatlining pretty easily. But I really did enjoy DOA 5. I enjoyed DOA 5 so much I stuck through all its versions. I played the original DOA 5 for my PS3. I stuck with DOA 5 Plus for the Vita. I played DOA 5 Ultimate, which I gotta tell you, trying to find a physical copy of DOA 5 Ultimate back in the day was a hell and a half to get through. Let me tell you, like, people were essentially just throwing away copies of the original DOA 5, right? And even though the Vita, didn't last long, you can at least find a good amount of copies for Plus. But trying to find a physical copy of Ultimate back in those days, at least for me, it felt so impossible. Like, I tried so hard, and I eventually found one, but it just felt so extreme. And that was back then when I wasn't willing to get a digital game. But like, I couldn't do it. It was so hard. But I finally found a copy, and I enjoyed my time with it. There was also the Core Fighters series of games where they had a DOA 5 Core Fighters, which you could just buy online. You can download. And essentially you get a few characters, and if you really want to buy the full game, you can buy the full version of the game from the Core Fighters, and boom, you can have the whole game for yourself. There's also a DOA 5 Last Round Core Fighters, which I actually played before I bought Last Round. I liked Core Fighters. I mean, yeah, it was free. You know, you can play DOA 5 for free. But then, you know, that wasn't going to happen no more because you're going to get a certain amount of characters. So I went on my way and bought a physical copy of DOA 5 Last Round for my PS4. And I played that game for about a few years until, 6 came out, and I was like, okay, I ain't vibing with 6, so I went back to 5. And yeah, DOA 5 Last Round is a good game. I really enjoyed this game. Yeah, it has some problems. Don't get me wrong. Like one thing I don't like. One thing I like is obviously this is $1,000 worth of DLC you want. Like, they have some really good DLC costumes. Some of it just doesn't matter. Like, there's some Arc System Works costumes that I really want, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, you don't have to buy all the DLC. Like, I want to meet the person who spent $1,000 just to get all the costumes for this game. Now, luckily, most of it is just costumes. You know, all this DLC is really just costumes. You know, there's not really anything major. Yeah, there's stages too. There's an Attack on Titan stage, which, holy shit, I would have loved to fight on, because like it's Attack on Titan. Like, shit, you guys, like, it's so cool. But yeah, of course that would be DLC because they don't own the rights to Attack on Titan. Like, imagine that. Like, imagine like Koei just getting the rights to Attack on Titan and letting you get the stage for free. But yeah, there was a bunch of other stages they had DLC and stuff like that. But honestly, it really wasn't a big deal. I mean, there's some stages that definitely did not need the not be DLC. But I like playing the game, really. It still looks good to this day, even though it's like an enhanced version of a PS3/Xbox 360 game. It still looks good to this day. That's what I like. It looks really, really good. Like, honestly, I think that's what I really loved about the Dead or Alive games. They've always looked really, really good. You see people messing with the models these days and still making things out of these models. It still looks super cool. But as for my history with the game, honestly, as for the characters I really played with Dead or Alive, I didn't play much of them, really. Like, despite me liking this game, I barely touched about half this roster. Like, the characters I really stuck with were Kasumi, because I like to play with the main protagonist of the game, right? I played Kasumi. I played Mila. I only played her because I liked her, her design. Phase 4 is my girl, though. Like, I call her my main, even though I'm not very good with Phase 4. I call her my main. All my gameplay videos about Dead or Alive are mostly just Phase 4 about fights. I'm not very good at her, but I will play the hell out of some Phase 4. I love her so much, guys. Come on. I mean, yeah, her DLC costumes suck because they didn't capitalize off her costumes. Like, they kind of just gave her some basic ninja garb and took away what made her cool. I mean, yeah, her costumes are cool, but like, damn it, they should have kept more variants of her robe. I swear to God, like, the black and white robe looked awesome, and they just took it away from me, and that depresses the shit out of me. But yeah, what else I played? I played Alpha 152 or 152. I can't really remember which one they used from her. But I did play Alpha. I only played her because, I mean, she's just a jelly version of Kasumi, and I like Kasumi. She's not the most interesting character out there, but Kasumi is a fun character to play as, at least for me. There's also, like, they actually introduced some DLC characters for DOA 5 that I have never played yet. Like, Mai Shiranui is in DOA 5 last round, which I have never touched once because I haven't bought her character. I don't want Mai. I mean, I don't hate Mai Shiranui at all, but like I just never had a reason to get her. There's also now Tora, which I don't know shit about, and I never bothered trying to buy her DLC. But hell, even without them, there are only 2 DLC characters. Honestly, there's like a bunch of other characters you can play around as in this game, and I like that. DOA 5 last round felt more complete, and obviously it's been like been built upon since DOA 5 came out. But honestly, it had so much that DOA 6 just didn't carry over, and that bums the shit out of me, honestly. Like, they didn't bother keeping like half the shit they did, and I'm surprised that it didn't, because like DOA 6 felt so bare bones on launch. Like, and I don't know what they did with it after it came out, because once I just stopped playing after a while. I really just stopped playing after a while. It just didn't felt fun. And yeah, they locked that behind DLC. I was like, I'm not buying that DLC. I wonder if they have it on YouTube or something. Whatever. And there's also some things from like DOA 6 that haven't like I don't know, man. DOA 6 just kind of killed my enjoyment of things, man. Like I'm like, man, why did DOA 6 do me dirty like this? Honestly, it did me so dirty. I like DOA 5, and then like when I played 6, I was like, no, dude, how could you? How could you, 6? Why? But yeah, I mean, honestly, it's funny when a game comes out, and then it makes you go back, right? And then, look at a game that you haven't played in a while, and it makes you kind of appreciate that game more. Because again, I sucked at DOA 6. I sucked at DOA 5, but like I just back in the day I didn't think much of 5, but now I enjoy it. And Phase 4 is my girl, so that's you can't argue with me on that one. But yeah, honestly, this is not really a video about me going to some extreme, like, long history lesson about why I like DOA 5. I just like the game. It's a fun game to play. Honestly, it's because like I'm playing it now, again. I'm playing it now again just to relive some memories and shit, and it's fun. It was more fun now than it was back then, because like DOA 6 just made me realize how much fun I had with this game and how much fun I should have been having back in the day. But yeah. That was it. That's really it. I like thinking about just Dead or Alive more these days, and thinking about how like the games I've played up to this point. Like I played all of 5. Dimensions was fun. 6 was meh, and the only game I played outside of that was Paradise. And Paradise is a fan service beach mini game kind of thing, and I don't even know how I got a hold of that. I know it's a port/remake of Dead or Alive Extreme. Dream Beach Volleyball or Extreme for like, I can't remember which one it is. I think it's just Extreme for the Xbox 360, Extreme 2. And I know it's a port/remake of it. But I don't know how I got the whole of that game though. My mom and dad would have never let me flew with that. But I think back in the day, they just didn't. My mom and dad never really cared about what games we played. I mean, honestly, if it was like a rated T or rated M game and I was still little, they wouldn't care. Honestly, as long as I was entertained, as long as I got out of their hair, as long as I was distracted and wasn't bothering with their asses, they wouldn't have gave a shit about what I played. And that kind of set forth games I should have been playing as a kid. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say, guys. I'll see you all next time. Honestly, I just wanted to just relive some memories. Go down memory lane for a bit. Talk about how awesome they have like a bunch of extras and modes up in here. Honestly, they got a lot of modes in here, and I really played half of them. I still want to play these days. Like, you're saying arcade mode, time attack, survival, team fight, versus, all that shit. Hell, I also like the idea of you being able to change the music in your fights and the stages and the menus. I like that, But games these days do have like Tekken and stuff like that. But I don't know. I like that. I like when games do that. I think Dead or Alive 5 last round was my first experience with something like that, where you're able to change like the music of anything. But yeah, anyway, sorry guys, I'm out of here. I gotta go play some more DOA 5. Plus my brain's starting to flatline. I'm out of things to say about this one game. Yeah. So see you all next time, everyone. Peace out. Goodbye. Have a great day. And if you're playing Dead or Alive, play 5 last round. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of DLC shit, but like they have enough content to justify the price. Plus, the game is super cheap these days. This game is ass cheap these days. So, you might want to copy you a copy. Oh my god, that sounded terrible. Yeah, cop a copy of DOA 5 last round. And hell, if I'm ever playing online, you know where to find me.